waiting for someone?
Jack, it's been too long.
What are you doing here, Stenbeck? Besides trespassing.
Fairwinds is my home, Jack. I feel secure here. Nostalgic.
This isn't your house. And this family has suffered enough without having to deal with you, too.
Yeah, I heard there've been some difficulties, but certainly you wouldn't imply that I would.
Manipulate a vulnerable woman? In a heartbeat. You're the one responsible for feeding Barbara lies. You're the one responsible for passing information to her that she in turn passed to Rose D'Angelo. You're awful quiet over there, James. You want to deal with me? Or would you rather have a proper interrogation with one of Oakdale's finest?
Rose D'Angelo, no? No, never heard of her. Friend of yours?
As a matter of fact, she is. The same friend that Barbara is threatened to blackmail if she doesn't stay away from Paul Ryan, your son.
Oh, I see. Well, there's some kind of friction between Paul and his mama over some little trollop. It's hardly any concern of mine.
Oh, that's a first. What about the pictures of Carly, James? Same pictures I found strung up here in the gazebo a few nights ago. Oh. You don't have any idea how that happened either, am I right?
Carly Tinney. Now, there's a name I haven't thought of. How is the dear girl?
You don't know anything about those pictures? No prior knowledge?
Oh, Jack, I mean, I do wish I could help you. I would if I could, but I don't know what the devil you're talking about. These kind of things happen. I guess you should go out and round up the usual suspects. But of course, in this case...
You showed up at Lucinda's on the night of the McKinnon wedding. Explain.
Nothing to explain, Jack. My first night in town, I just popped by to see how the former Mrs. Stenbeck was holding up.
Try again, James.
I miss Lucinda's dulcet tones. You weren't expecting to see me, were you, Jack? I mean, lightning flashed. Poor boy, you looked like you'd seen a ghost. My CarJack?
You were saying?
You're right, one shouldn't smoke. It's bad for one's health.
I want you out of here, Stenbeck. If I find out you're making trouble for Barbara or Paul, that'll be bad for your health, too.
Well, you're wrong again, Snyder. I'm not here for Barbara or Paul.
What brings you back, old man?
I have my reasons. Comes a time, Jack, when a man reflects on the facets of his life that are most precious.
But all the banks are closed?
Things I was forced to give up too soon. I've come to visit Fairwinds. This estate was a masterpiece of mine. And I've come to grieve my son, David. You remember David, don't you, Jack?
Oh, yeah, of course I remember David. Same son you sold out to the feds, right? Same son who tried to kill my wife.
Oh, yes, Julia. Julia was a wonderful woman. How's she doing, Jack? How is she? Were you part of the posse that went after David?
You mean after you set him up to take the fall for you? You're not the only person who's been digging up people's pasts, James.
Can't trust the feds. I was lied to. They assured me no harm would come to him.
What? You expect sympathy from me?
No. But if you know about my role in David's unfortunate fate, you also know I was given a full pardon in return.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. So instead of harassing me, Jack, for taking a stroll down memory lane here, why don't you go out and catch some real criminals? Sorry, I forgot. You're not a cop anymore, are you? What are you, on the dole, on the take?
On my last nerve, as a concerned friend for Barbara and Paul.
Oh, Barbara and Paul? You know, I haven't seen or talked to either one of them.
I'm gonna make sure it stays that way.
Oh, guard dog Jack. Perfect job for you.
Well, in that case, you're on private property, James. You can walk out of here on your own steam, but this guard dog is gonna take you out another way that's less dignified. Choice is yours.